hearing about reports of the coronavirus spreading, and chances are you've seen the long lines at Costco and other stores, people stocking up for the just-in-case scenario. Well, this morning we are separating facts from fear. We invited Dr. Jyotu Sandhu from Sharp Rees-Stealy Medical Group to help us better understand the coronavirus. Thank you so much for coming in. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
People hear about the coronavirus and they think if you get it, that means certain death. Is that true?
No, it's not.
It's absolutely not true, right?
No. It's a viral infection. We know that it's serious. It's caused 6 deaths in America so far. The good news is it's not that prevalent. However, it can be significant to your health, causing fever, cough, shortness of breath, and it really affects people who have underlying medical conditions. And so far, the elderly population are most at risk.
So when you describe fever, cough, not feeling so well, that to me sounds like a bad cold, one that would kind of have you in bed for a few days. When we hear of people who survive the coronavirus, who ultimately recover and go on to lead a normal life, how are they describing their symptoms along the way?
So I think it varies. You know, it's more like a flu-like illness, and so people who've had flu will attest that flu is not like your common cold. It's a little bit more serious, and so you need to take the precautionary measures, stay home, practice good hygiene, and over a couple weeks, you should be getting better, provided you have a good immune system.
People are stocking up. The lines at Costco are crazy long. They're getting toilet paper and paper towels and bags of rice, assuming that if we are under a quarantine here, they'll at least be stocked up at home. Are they wasting their time and money? Well,
I think it's a little premature to go that far. You know, right now we're still in America at a low risk, and which is good news. It's like I said, the prevalence is still low. We need to be vigilant and keep ourselves as protected as possible. But understand that when people are putting themselves in areas with a lot of people, just by going to places like that, you're increasing your risk. So people should just be kind of a little cautious on, you know, going a little overboard.
Right. So where can we sort of clear up some of the misconceptions about the coronavirus? I think people need to understand that the vast majority of people who get this ultimately do recover from it. Is that fair to say?
Correct. And statistically speaking, the vast majority of people who have gotten this have recovered. And in America so far, we have a little over 100 cases and we have 6 deaths. But most of those deaths have been in the elderly and most vulnerable populations.
They were mostly in a nursing home.
Correct.
I mean, the people that are in that nursing home, in that particular one, were elderly, and their immune systems may have already been low. That puts you at a more vulnerable state for something like this.
Right. And in addition, I think when any story catches the media's attention, people start to become worried. You know, we had the hepatitis A breakout a couple years ago in San Diego. But ultimately, we have to put things in context. And so when we talk about coronavirus, we tend to forget things that kill many more people in America, such as the flu virus. So we kind of take everything in context and understand that, yes, it is serious, but don't go overboard too soon.
Right. If you didn't go overboard for the flu, you have to understand the psychology of why people are seemingly reacting to this.
Right. And it does have an increased fatality rate relative to flu, but against the prevalence or the amount of people who've gotten coronavirus in America is not high. And so as long as you practice proper precautionary measures, I think you'll be okay.
The words pandemic and epidemic tend to frighten people. They don't exactly know the definitions of those words. Can you help sort of separate fact from fiction on that? What does that mean exactly when we hear those words?
Yeah, so it's basically when you have a spread of disease across a large area, causing disease rapidly. And so that's what we see in China. And so when people use words like that in places where it has become a pandemic, people start to get worried, and rightfully so. And we know that the infectious rate or the death rate of coronavirus is 2% relative to, say, influenza, which is 0.1%. That's about 20 times higher. But we have to take everything in context. So what's more prevalent? And right now, coronavirus is not as prevalent. So again, going back to practice good hygiene, making sure that if you are sick, to stay home. If you are going to go to see your doctor, to only go there and let your doctors know that you're coming there so we can take the proper precautionary measures. and just practice common sense.
Okay, well, don't be a stranger around here, because as you know, the weeks go on and maybe we hear more about this, perhaps the numbers grow or shrink. We want to hear from the experts about what people need to know so they're not scared hearing these kind of reports.
Absolutely.
Without knowing what to do in case it does come here to San Diego. And right now, we're real lucky. The cases here, the folks have already cleared up.
Right.
All right. Dr. Jyotu Sandhu from Sharp, we do appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.